And now here's Rick Casey with tonight's Last Word.
San Antonio federal judge Fred Beery made news this week with a poetic plea for patience. He announced he wouldn't rule for at least 6 months on a lawsuit filed by a local environmental group called AWA. They want to block plans for a massive $130 million interchange at the sclerotic intersection of Highways 281 and 1604. Beery made a good case for the delay. He pointed out not only that about 10,000 pages of legal documents have been filed in the case, but also that the 3 federal judges in San Antonio face a backlog of more than 600 criminal cases, which by law command priority, and 633 civil cases. But what made his non-newsy announcement newsworthy was that he ended it with a poem. Like no fine wine before its time, the justice wheel, unlike the speedy eel, will turn slowly out the court's opinion, drafted and crafted by judicial minions, while the Edwards is polluted by vehicles commuted and the motorist sits, having 281-1604 fits. Now, it's hardly the first time Beery has laced the pages of dry legal opinions with literary efforts. As Express News reporter Viana Davila noted this week, he once wrote in a suit involving the Paul Revere Life Insurance Company, "Listen, you lawyers, and you shall hear of disability policies of Paul Revere." If Longfellow were alive, I think he might have sought damages. Now, I once wrote in a column that Beery had, in his efforts to dress up his prose, wielded alliteration like a child with a hammer. He responded in good humor that he was sensitive to my concern and would switch to metaphors. Now, I appreciate Beery's desire to amuse himself and us. Listening to hours of testimony can be mind-numbing. And the literary critic in me is entirely too respectful to observe that he is fortunate to have a lifetime appointment. I mean, the speedy eel. So here is my closing argument in his defense. There once was a judge named Fred Beery whose opinions would wax literary, with alliteration scattered here and metaphors thrust there. He proved the law need not be dreary. And that's it for Texas Week. We'll see you next Friday. Good night.